In the land where the earth speaks in riddles, where rivers remember the names of every child who's ever bathed in them, there lived a young man named Obinna, and Obinna had only one flaw: he could not wait. Obinna was 17, strong like the Iroquois, smart as the python, and bold like the thunder that cracked over the hills of Umudim. He was everything a young man could be, except patient. If a fruit wasn't ripe, Obinna would pluck it anyway. If a pot of soup hadn't boiled, Obinna would scoop it half-cooked. He rushed his stories, rushed his meals, rushed his life. His mother, Mama Ozioma, a wise old woman, often warned him, "Nwam, good things take time. Even the eagles wait before it dives." But Obinna only laughed. "Waiting is for the slow," he would say. "I was born to move." One day, word came from the Pharaoh spirits. A sacred calabash had been buried at the heart of the forest, one that grants greatness to whoever finds it. But it must only be opened at the right time, and not a breath before. The elders called it a test. Obinna called it faith. Before dawn, Obinna slipped into the forest, barefoot, armed with charm bracelets and confidence of youths. Bird cackled, the trees whispered warnings, but Obinna pressed on. He crossed the river of whispers, solved the riddles of trees with blinking eyes, and even resisted the dance of the daughters of temptation. Every spirit he met whispered the same thing: do not open the calabash until the time is right. After 3 days, he reached the heart tree, and there it was, buried beneath the roots, the sacred calabash glowing faintly with golden light. And as Obinna pulled it from the earth, a final spirit appeared. An old man with feathers for hair and tears in his eyes. "If you wait," he cracked, "you will be more than a man. If you rush, you may lose everything." Obinna nodded. But as night fell and the wind grew cold and curiosity itched under his skin, he stared at the calabash. What harm could come from just a peep? With trembling hands and a racing heart, Obinna cracked the seal. A burst of blinding light, a roar like 1,000 drums, and silence. When his vision returned, the forest was gone. The sky had turned red. The earth cracked beneath his feet, and standing before him was himself, but older, bitter, alone. "Who are you?" Obinna whispered. "I am what you have become. When you open things before their time," the older version replied. Obinna gasped. In the blink of an eye, he saw the life he had lost. He saw a vision of himself who had waited, who had learned wisdom, who had grown rich in soul and spirit. He saw friends, family, love, all washed away in a moment of impatience. He dropped the calabash, begging for it to be undone. But time, once opened, cannot be sealed again. When Obinna stumbled back into Umudim, his mother didn't recognize him. He had aged. His voice trembled. His eyes had seen what no man should. People whispered, "What happened to Obinna?" But he never answered. He spent his days teaching children to plant seeds and wait for them to grow. He sat by the river, humming softly, warning anyone who would listen. A ripe fruit, picked too early, turns bitter in the mouth. Years passed. Obinna became a legend. Some say he still walks by the forest edge, watching, waiting, protecting the impatient soul from repeating his fate. So remember this wherever you are. Some gifts are not meant to be rushed. Some doors open only when you are ready, and the greatest strength is the strength to wait. Moral of the story is, impatience may bring temporary satisfaction, but it often steals from your future. True greatness lies in knowing when to move and when to pause. For what is destiny if you are not ready when it arrives? Thank you for listening to our story today. Please follow us, subscribe and share for more lovely stories like this on Stories with Unoma. Thank you and see you next time. Bye.